Good afternoon, YouTube Smell Radio page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, we're already into a week into July. Can't believe it. I hope y'all enjoyed your 4th of July weekend. It's like I said, time is flying. It won't be long for it's another holiday. That one that everybody.
Oh, I know. They'll just keep coming.
Yeah, I gotta be. Christmas time is here. Happiness in here. So, anyway, folks, as a content man, I enjoy talking to these ladies out here. And we have here a lovely couple right here. We have here the lovely Mrs. Jennifer Childress and her husband Jimmy here. And if you know, Jennifer is IFBB Pro. Now, she turned pro in 2020, and there was plans for her to make her debut in 2022, I believe. But I don't know, circumstances happened. But, I think she might be, I don't know, we might see if she's had any plans for this year. So we'd like to welcome both of y'all here, and thank you for coming. And for you, Jennifer, this is a question I have to ask you ladies. What got you started in sport, as I call it, muscle and masculinity? Please share.
Well, I started just trying to lose weight after I had my daughter. And then, so I went to the gym and I was doing that for about 6 months. Then I met Jimmy. And we kind of started training together. And so I did that for a little while. And I was like my early 20s. So I was kind of like in this weird stage of like trying to find myself and all that kind of stuff. So then a few years went by. Then we ran into each other again. And then we started talking, started dating, and then really seriously got, to training. And we decided, well, actually, he said, why don't you do a show? And I was like, okay. So then that's pretty much how we got here, and then we've been doing it together ever since, and it's been awesome.
So Jimmy, what was it like when you first met this lovely lady? Was it butterflies in your stomach? Was was it love at first sight, or was it just that, hey, she's just a chick, I'm gonna help out?
When I first seen her, I was kind of swept away by how pretty she is, and of course, and she's Native American and Hispanic, mainly Apache Indian, and so that kind of blew me away, and just the way she looked and everything, she wasn't like in shape for a train like a bodybuilder at the time, but I could see her genetic potential, and we just started talking. And actually we started training her a little bit. At first, she trained with me some, and then, like I said, then we kind of went away from each other for a while, and then we got reunited, and that's when we started dating and all, and we went from there, got married, opened our own gym for a couple of years, and that's where the training really started, because I've always trained and trained people. But I was just kind of blown away because in my being around a lot of people and training in a lot of years, I knew she had the genetic potential. But then we started training, and she's really strong. So for being a bodybuilder, some bodybuilders are really strong, some just really look strong, but she's both.
Mm-hmm. So she's like strong like bear, how they might say. And and being that you are of Native descent, I live in a county right here. We do have Native American. We have a Tuscarora, Lumbee, Cherokee. If you up like North Carolina, up around the mountains, that's where Cherokee's at. And
Right.
And that's very very interesting blend that being Apache and Native and also being Mexican. And
Yeah.
also, how old is your daughter? Because you say you got into this because of your daughter.
She's 15 now.
And
Yeah.
what she thinks about her mom pumping iron, when you're lifting weights.
Well, I think she's impressed by it, but I don't think she wants anything to do with it. Which
Yeah.
I find that it's common that the kids are like, they live every day seeing us do it, and they're like, I don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, because you got to think about it. This is a tough lifestyle. A lot of kids don't like to get up in the morning. Don't want to get out of bed.
No.
And don't want to eat what you got to eat for your diet.
That's right.
Especially at 15. But maybe, as I said again, she gets older, she might change her mind. So, what was that first competition, and what was it like for yourself?
My first competition, that was really interesting. I got third. My first show, but it was just a lot of fun. I really liked the beauty of it. Like, you got to do your hair and your makeup and just looking pretty on stage. That's my favorite part about it. But I was nervous because, believe it or not, I'd never worn a bathing suit in my life. So that was weird.
Not like a two-piece thing.
No. So I was raised by my dad, and he was super strict. So that was a no. So that was really crazy. But my first show was really neat.
Yeah, and you're raised by your dad because I was raised by my mom, and she had to take care of us. There was like six of us, kind of, and plus
Oh
kind of
wow.
my nephew, nieces. She took care of them. And what was division? Was your first division you started? Because we became your debut.
Yeah, I was in women's physique. I started in women's physique.
Hello.
I stayed
She
there.
was like getting when we were doing physique. She was, went to the nationals twice,
Yeah.
and they just kept telling us that, for her frame, and she was outweighing all the girls like 35 pounds because just her stature, how she was, she had really big legs and stuff, and it's her natural body part. And they just kept telling us, I need to go women's bodybuilding. We didn't really want to do that because we didn't know much about it.
Yeah.
And
then we got sponsored by the Wings of Strength, and we just haven't looked back.
Yeah, she turned pro into
Yeah.
Brandon Ray. We had a coach that we had some couple issues with that, and because we were just learning and stuff. And Brandon's one that told us about Brandon Ray, and we actually met him after one of her shows. And he looked at a picture of her and said, "I can turn her pro in 5 weeks."
Well, that's one of the top guys, especially when it comes down to women's. You go Brandon Ray,
Yep.
you got Shelby Starnes, you got Trey Hodge, Nasir.
Yep.
Those guys really understand women's bodies and their biology compared to some competitors. I know I had a lady interview a while back. She's a figure competitor. She told me she was under a guy who was a top level competitor, but he was given the same type of cookie cutter program he gives to the men. And you got to remember,
Oh wow.
yeah, men and women, we don't share the same biologies. We do share some organs like that, but our biology is totally different. Here we got my man KLA, the Wanderer. Shout out to him. He says hello. Thank you, brother, for coming through. He says hello. Thank you. And what was that experience that first time on stage, especially you're not used to being in a posing suit? You're about naked on the stage.
Yes, it was so nerve-wracking. I feel like when I go on stage, I'm just like another person. I don't even think really. It's just,
One of the things that was
I go into like robot mode.
a funny story for her is that she not only had not ever worn something that skimpy, is the person that oils up was a woman. And when her time that came up, all these girls were going up. But when her time come up, the woman was going on break, so it was a guy.
Oh yes, that's right. Yes.
And then these other guys with 3 chairs on the other side of her just watching her, and it was, I know her mind was going crazy.
Yeah, that was really uncomfortable.
Hey, you gotta think about it. There's a lot of some guys most people in the world don't think women with muscle are very attractive. But there are guys out there like myself. Like I'm in my crime. I'm muscle per smoke. We find your ladies beautiful. We get excited about y'all. I don't know. I wish I had a guy's job. You get the say Jimmy said, "Don't watch Jimmy. Don't watch." So, but yeah, he took third, and after that, when did you decide to switch from physique to women's bodybuilding?
Well, it was after USA's. I think I went to the Atlanta Pro, and then that's when we did bodybuilding the first year.
Yeah.
I took second. I lost by a smidge.
Right.
Yeah.
Jennifer knew the girl she was competing against, and actually Jennifer was picked because she was sponsored by Wings and Strings. She was picked to win that show because of the pro-am and then compete in the pro show the next day. But Jennifer, the other girl, was a little leaner, and she was. And Brandon was training her, and she beat Jennifer by maybe a point.
Yeah.
And she was in the pro-am the next day.
Yes. So.
Yeah, shout to Wings of Strength. Shout out to the guy who really saved women's bodybuilding. And every time I say his name, I can't help it. Every time I say his name, I can't help it. Yo, Jake! I want that money. I want that gun. Shout out to Mr. Jake Wood. I can't help it. Every time I hear his name, I gotta do my Denzel. And and you were ambassador. And I remember the last time I actually saw you, you were at Tampa. You worked at the booths. I wasn't there. I was watching some videos. I think you were Teresa and Vasic and a friend of mine, Tina Williams. Y'all were both there. And yeah. And and I say, wow, this chick's gonna find because we'll find she compete. And then I saw you on the list for Atlanta Pro. Yeah. What happened?
Well, I got sick the night before, just like food poisoning or something happened, and I woke up and there was no way I was able to compete.
Yeah, we actually were sitting out for getting stuff, as we needed it. just, we had like an Airbnb there, and she couldn't quit throwing up, got dehydrated,
Yeah.
and
Well, I was there obviously dehydrated.
yeah, already.
Yeah.
I mean, really bad.
But then throwing up, it just made it worse.
She couldn't hold her head up.
Yeah.
And it was really a letdown.
Yeah.
That's bad because I know I've been sick before, and it's tough, when you want to do something, especially this is going to be a pro debut, and this was the Atlanta Pro. I mean, what was it the year before? That's that year, that few months after I went to Savannah Pro. That was my first bodybuilding I got to go to, and
Okay.
and I got to meet Alina Popa was there, and
Yeah.
meet some other ladies. It was a great experience for me. I mean,
Yeah.
I have a niece. She lives in Atlanta, and I was thinking about going last year to go because I would stay with her, save me cost of the motel at that. But then my car, my white plastic car, I can't stand that thing. It just it's in the shop right now. I just,
Yeah.
I had to get it fixed. I got to put my money towards that. So, folks, what we're going to do
Yeah.
is we're going to jump into her social media for a bit, look at some stuff, pictures like that. You want to follow her? You want to follow Jennifer? Her links are in the description of this live stream. You can go into the YouTube channel. You can connect to her. She's on Instagram. You can follow her there. But guys, we got a husband right here. Want to be respectful. I say this to you every single time, guys.
Please.
No pics. Don't do that. Her husband's right here. He's a big dude. I wouldn't want to mess with him.
I don't ever get stuff like that, so I'm not worried about that. But yeah, so I believe that if you present yourself respectfully, people will treat you respectfully usually. That's not always the case, but I think that if I were to put myself out there in that kind of way, non-respectful way, I would get it more, but I don't usually get stuff like that, so that's great.
Well, you don't have to be, disrespectful. The guys don't care. They send shit anyway. They don't care. So we're gonna jump into social media description here, and here's this is some recent pictures of you. You look pretty good.
Yes, that was right before Nationals, the first one.
That's a 2020. Yeah, looking impressive. We did Nationals. What was the critique that the judges give you?
That's oh yes, thickness in my back. I needed to improve that.
Yeah, because I think the one person who has probably one of the best backs right now is Teresa Vasek. Another couple of ladies. Yeah, because I think that won her first Olympic qualification back in 2020 when she was at Chicago and Atlanta.
Yes, she looked great. We saw her there.
Yeah. She's on her way to the Olympia again, because she just won the Triple O Dynasty. And what do you like about being in this sport?
What do I like about being in the sport? I like being a good influence on other girls, showing young girls they could be muscular, they could be out of the image of what society thinks that we should be. And you can just create yourself however you want to be, and that's okay. And I feel like all the other girls that compete in women's bodybuilding, they feel the same way. They all have good stories, good influences on other people. They're all, muscular, and they're not worried about what people think about them, which is, you go out in public every day and people kind of look at you, no matter where you are. Kind of weird.
So, Jimmy, how long you been working out?
Oh, man, I've been training probably since I was 14, on and off. And training, and I was a kickboxer for a couple of years, traveled, did that, and then went back to bodybuilding. But mainly, I did a lot of strength stuff. That's kind of my forte, is to build the size and the strength.
You ever think about competing yourself?
Yeah, I've competed a few times when I was younger. I grew up in a very small town.
Yeah.
I was actually benching world records at the time, I didn't even know it, and because it was just so isolated.
Yeah.
And if I would have had somebody work with me like Brandon or somebody at that time, I probably could have done something. But a lot of techniques that I know that I've used on Jennifer and stuff. When we had our own gym, I turned a couple people pro powerlifting and stuff. Took some people to the Worlds in 2016.
Yeah.
Or 15 or 16, turned pro. And I've been doing it. I just love it, and she, like her being my wife, even before she was my wife, I see her potential, like I said, and the street. She could have been a good powerlifter, a world class powerlifter, but we didn't want to tear the joints apart.
No.
Yeah, yeah. So also, Jennifer, you study engineering at ATM, Texas. So
Texas
Yeah.
A&M, yes.
Texas A&M. Sorry, yeah, I've always forget to
Yes.
put a T in the middle of it.
Yeah, I'm majoring in
So-
petroleum engineering right now.
Oh, so oil. So yeah,
Yes,
Oh,
cute
yeah.
little puppies. That's cute.
I know. We have 4 now. Those are our 2 babies.
Uh-huh. So, how long you been studying since you the Texas?
Well, I'm in my
A&M?
2nd year now.
But you're a sophomore.
I'm
Junior.
junior.
You're
So
junior now.
after this, whenever the semester starts, it's going to be crazy.
She's really smart and she's done really well. I'm very proud of her. It's not just because of the bodybuilding and all. She has like a work ethic that's not anyone close to, and she just really accelerates in everything. I mean, like I said, they wrote a whole thing up at her at A&M.
Yes. It was neat. It was called Mind Over Muscle,
Yeah.
something like that.
If you go to that the A&M page, you can
Yes.
see that on there, and she's excelling in that. You know, she'll have her master's degree, and then she's going
Yeah.
petroleum engineer fluid. That's, I mean, no, I couldn't. And I'm in the field for years.
Well, it's good that you found a passion outside of bodybuilding, because most people who get a sport, that's their life. As you know, you own the gym, and some people just that's what they want to focus on. And then
Right.
it's good to find something outside of the sport. Especially engineering, petroleum engineering. That's what you're studying. You're getting your master's. You think about doing something else also. Maybe getting your doctorate.
Yes. Yes, I'm definitely going to do that.
Yeah.
I like a good challenge. So
Yeah. Like I said, this life is about challenges. It's about how they test us, and it's good that you both have each other to stand by each other, and help you out in this process. Because
yes.
this is bodybuilding. As I've been doing this content for a good while, it's a tough sport, especially
It
for
is.
women. Mentally, physically, financially is the big part of it. Because when you ladies, compete, you got to think about it. With the men, all you got to wear is a pair of banana hammocks and board shorts. You ladies, you have to have your hair done, your makeup done, your jewelry, your posing suits are right there. That's your rent. That's a house note. That's a car note. The money you put into this, it should be like any sport. It should be more lucrative. It should be, where you can offset the cost you put into it as much as you get out of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly right.
That should be something. But like you said, a lot of people don't like women with big muscles, so that's kind of hard to make money doing that, unless you do it other ways, which I'm not really.
I know what you're talking about, because some ladies, they do the other ways, and it may not be for everybody, but it's a way to try to circumvent costs here and there, the travel costs, the show costs. And the good thing was, when you were a Wingstrap ambassador, that did help out a bit. I think y'all getting paid a bit for doing the booths and stuff like that. I remember when I went to Savannah, I got to meet Donna Salib, and she was ambassador here. And also another person who on my channel, her name I do not speak, because situation I'm not going to get to. She was there too. But this is where I feel like this. As an athlete, as a competitor, I think there should be more resources for you. If you look at other sports, there's always benefits and stuff like that. And also most of these sports have big name sponsorships. We think that if like a company like maybe a Coca-Cola, something like maybe Nike can come into bodybuilding, we think that would help out, especially for your competitors, financial wise.
I know, that'd be amazing.
Oh yeah.
You never know. We might just have to write them.
Yeah, it's harder because the fact is, society's always going to pick on bodybuilding for a particular thing because about steroids. But his thing is, it's prevalent in everything. It's in medication. It's in almost every sport. I mean, it's only a small detail of bodybuilding. It's a small factor, because people got to understand, you have to follow your workout, follow your diet. You have to be consistent. I know there's days where you say, Jimmy, I don't want to go to the gym. You say, baby, we got to go to the gym. I don't want to go to the gym. Baby, I got to go. It's tough, because, you have to really push yourself to do this, and you have to have a love for it.
Yeah. You do. I don't think I ever have those days where I don't want to go to the gym, but I do have I'm very routine. So I do everything almost at the same time every day. So if I don't go to the gym, it throws up my routine, which throws my day off. So I don't like that. So that helps. But you know what they say, whenever motivation fails, discipline keeps you going. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have comments
that's
from my
about.
man KL the Wanderer. He says she has a nice physique, respectfully. Thank you, KLA.
Yeah.
Also, he asked, is her husband coaching? I'm just asking. No, you still with Brandon Ray, or you
Yes.
or yeah. And you know, you're and with Jimmy, he helps you out because you know if Brandon's not there, Jimmy's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's neat about Brandon is he'll you know, he'll take it, you know, I take a video of the gym and then he just will we work on our lagging body parts, I guess. He'll make special things like that. But he does posing with us every week. He's a great coach. I'm not tired or sleepy or
No, she's doing
some of my other preps. I've been very drained towards the end. And considering I have 4 weeks left, I feel great. So I was telling Brandon yesterday, I'm so glad about that. I could have even gone to school this summer. I feel so good, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So you just said 4 weeks left. So sounds like you're shooting for Tampa. Am I? You know,
Tampa it is.
Tampa.
Tampa's going to be a good show.
Yeah.
Just announcing, people. Jennifer Childress is making
Tampa Pro.
her pro debut at the Tampa Pro. Shout out to
Tampa.
Tim Gardner, one of the few promoters that still have women's bodybuilder show. He has Tampa, Chicago. Shout out to Tim Gardner. Thanks.
I love Tim Gardner and his wife. They're awesome Christian people. So that's definitely a great show to do my pro debut on.
Yeah, I think right now we're waiting to see who else is going to do that because you know the one last year was Michaela Aycock. I know you know Michaela because you know, and there's still some names that are out. Like you know, they had the list for the Rising Phoenix.
Yeah.
Right now, Sherry Priyama, who I've been on my channel getting interviews, she's doing the Portugal Pro right now.
Yes.
Sheena Olick just said she's going to be doing the Atlanta show. And still waiting on people like Rashana Boswell, Mela Ash, Michaela, a couple other names in traffic. Because you know, this year, at one point there was almost not enough shows. Because you know, there's one. You know, this year the Masters Olympia is going to be for next year. Because and you know, Alina got a new show coming out. That's in September. I found this out too that there was a show, the Europa Championship, which Chelsea Dion won the year before. It's not longer in Spain. The two pros have it now. It's going to be in the UK.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I saw that a friend of mine. I saw it. A friend of mine who does a live stream with me. He mentioned it through our last live stream. I said, "Oh, so they didn't cancel that show. Just somebody else took it over." And you know, Jake. He's also him and Wing Strength and Muscle Contest. I promote a show in Anaheim, and that's a little closer west for you. As compared, you think you would prefer more shows closer, especially Texas become Mecca. You know, for bodybuilding. You know, like Ashley Jones, she's in Texas. Mela's in Texas. Quite a few other competitors are in Texas, and you're in Texas. I think you would like to see more shows closer to the west for you, some competitors that way.
Well, I wish the Texas Pro had women's bodybuilding, but they don't for some reason, which I think is a little crazy. Hopefully we'll get it next year, maybe. But yeah, we haven't really gone out west very much. So we're not opposed to going.
No,
we just haven't gone
not at all.
But we usually stay south and east. So I don't ever go up north and east. I just stay south and east.
Well, I know one show is out west, and that's in Arizona, and that's promoted by a lady you know, and that is the lovely Miss Andrea Shaw. Oh, I love her. She's my crush. I mean,
I think she's everyone's crush.
Yes, I mean she's beautiful. This is I'm gonna show you this. I love showing this off every time I do interviews because this is my prime joy.
Yeah.
A while back, a friend of mine, her name's Eunice Kitchen. She also lives in Texas. Eunice runs Bad Rap. I've seen you link. You want to check them out. And she was there at the Olympia last year when it was in Orlando. She got me this magazine, and she did this great thing for me while she was at the Olympia. And you know, and I know my man KL's gonna pick on me about it because you know what, man, I enjoy this. Because this is what makes me enjoy what I do, being a content maker.
Oh, look at that. That's awesome.
She signed it. I mean, it's you know, I mean, I just love her. I think she's a great person. Now
I think it needs to be in a frame, though.
I know I keep myself. I need to put it frame, but sometimes I sleep within that. I hug it and love it. I call it George. I can't help myself. But sometimes I get a little jealous. I don't know why. This is one guy. You might know him. This is Tina's husband, Big Keith Williams. You sent me that picture a while back. He said, "Hey George, I'm hugging your girl, George." He comes out and lives with me. Keith, he's my brother. I love you, Keith. But I keep telling you to get your hands off my woman. I mean, I'm sorry. I guess I can't help myself. Sometimes it's that other guy. He comes out. He's just he just loves chaos. Yeah, and Jimmy, I'll tell you something about your wife. Your wife is beautiful. I'm sorry about that. I gotta tell. So anyway, my man KL, the one who says, imagine a large population of muscle women. Everybody's dreaming fantasy, but not everybody's dreaming fantasy. Because we talked about before, people have the ideology about women with muscle. It's not appealing. And during your time working out and training, you ever run into people who are like, I know you're a very respectful lady, you're very proud lady, very religious lady. You ever ran into people say like, hey, why are you trying to be a man? Who's the man and the husband? You or him?
Yeah, no, they don't really say that to our face. But you do hear it kind of in the back, like, when you're at the grocery store, some lady's like, why would she want to look like that? Or sometimes they make jokes with him about like, I bet you don't tell your wife anything or stuff like that. But
we did have the issue at the movie theater, but I don't know what that was about.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was race or
yeah.
muscle or what. But she had a woman that we went to the movie theater, wanting to have the big seats, and this woman come in and looked at Jennifer and whatnot. I mean, you would think that Jennifer had a disease. She got so far over. And then her husband said, I'll switch seats. Jennifer heard him and she said, I don't want you sitting by her either.
Maybe
I don't know if that was a muscle thing or a race thing. I want to say it was a race thing, but it's okay.
The thing is, people were all, even though we're different backgrounds, I won't say race. We're all the same race. We're all humans. We have different ethnic backgrounds, and sometimes people need to understand that it'd be not as a great world if everybody was the same. It'd be boring. You two have this relationship and you raise a family, you love each other, you support each other. And that's a good thing. People need that. I know I've talked to ladies that sometimes when they got to the sport, their family don't understand what they got into because it's something that's not typical. It's not like, like football, being a basketball player, or even, any kind of other sport. It's just something different because you're changing the aspects of what people think is feminine. Like people like Andrea, I think she's a beautiful lady. People like legends, like ladies I've talked to, it's just that people need to understand that this is a sport about passion. You have to really love what you're doing.
Right.
There's a lot of sacrifices you have to make, like time, your money. I know there's times like you'd rather spend more time just y'all two just going out and doing things as a couple, but you're training, you're prepping, you're getting ready, but you want to shoot for your goal because you know what, the big stage is the Olympia. As you know, the Olympia is going to be back in Vegas. It's going to be the 60th anniversary. And if you don't get your invitation, get the qualification, would you ever want to just go out there and just check out the show and just meet and greet?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We definitely would love to go out there, especially for the 60th Olympia. That'd be insane.
Actually, what's weird is we've only been to one Olympia, and it was 2020.
Yeah.
Growing up, I see the magazines, Sean Ray and all the guys, Flex Wheeler and all those guys, and then of course met Sean Ray, ate dinner with Sean Ray, Linda Murray.
Yeah.
We were on the team, and that just blew me away. I think I talked Sean Ray's ear off all night. Just being a part of all that, it's amazing and something to see. I mean, I tell anyone if they have never been to Olympia, it's something to see.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I've been a fan of bodybuilding since I was a kid. My brother used to play football. He used to get the muscle max. And I grew up like the tail end of the Arnold Schwarzenegger era. And then you had Lee Haney and Dorian Yates. And then y'all women, y'all just kind of, I was getting to my pubescent age. Y'all women blew my mind. People like Corey Everson, Linda Murray, Beth Francis, those women were just amazing, Like I said, got to meet one lady who was a legend in sport, Andrea Vecchio, meeting her. And meet Alina Popa, and meet some other ladies.
I love Alina Popa. She's
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, Lena's awesome. I mean, she's a great lady. I mean, she has the Lena show, which is just strictly for women's bodybuilding. And
Yes.
that's in September. And she also has the Rising Phoenix. I'm not the Rising
Yes.
Phoenix, the Muscle Fest, the Women Muscle
Muscle.
Fest. And her and Minda are top promoters. Iris Kyle, I would love to see her. She does the promotion in Japan, but I would love to
Yes.
see her do some promotions here in the States. Who,
Yes.
other than that, who do you idol in the sport? Anybody, man or woman?
I don't know that I have an idol. I mean, I love Alina. I think she's a great. I don't know if I love her for bodybuilding or I just love her presence. She's such a strong woman, and that I love. I always admire in any woman. But I love Andrea. She's awesome.
They talk all the time.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're pretty close, but I don't really look up to anyone. I think we're all just great as our own individuals because we're all genetically different. So.
yeah.
I respect all of them for all their dedication and all that stuff because it takes a lot.
A lot of them go through a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of women have been through, like you was talking about Tina, we had her husband.
Yes.
At the Olympia, I met him in 2020. Great guy. But each one,
Tina too.
all these women,
Yeah.
they go through. I mean, a lot.
We all have our own little story, and I think it's really neat.
And we had no idea about that until we got involved and got sponsored by Wings Strength and met the whole group. And Jake Wood, I will say, he's an awesome guy. You probably talked to him before. He's the most down to earth person you can talk to. He acts no different anytime I've ever talked to him.
Yeah.
Especially for a billionaire. He's a billionaire. He's rich. I mean, Jake, Jake, just give me what you got in your pockets. I'd be happy. I mean,
Right? I know. Well, you wouldn't know he was rich just being around him. He's a humble guy.
Yeah,
like I said, he really is the guy who really gave women's bodybuilding its life when it was almost, this is my favorite quote from one of my favorite movies, Batman Begins, as the IFBB walked quietly behind the women's bodybuilding division, but stabbed it in the heart. Getting pushed out of the Olympia, getting pushed out of like shows like the Arnold. Like I said, I grew up watching Arnold, his movies. I mean, when he was bodybuilding. I mean, I do the Arnold Schwarzenegger and that and said, "Get to the chopper," and then I'm seeing that he pushed out women's bodybuilding, pushed out physique, pushed out figure. He's keeping, as I call them, the TNA divisions. That's wellness and bikini. But people like Andrea and Cindy Gillen and Whitney Jones and Natalia Cuejo stepping up, and even Sarah Vilgas. I think they might be talk for women's bodybuilding for Texas Pro. Just talk right now, because Sarah, she was really adamant about how they kicked out physique, and even though I think we really seen a surge of more women switch, like Ashley, who was figure for a good while, then physique, and now it's women's bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Sherry Priami, like yourself, who's a mother who has kids. She's number 4 in the world in women's bodybuilding. Yeah. And she, it's really about finding your place. Like, I know you say you started in physique, and then some ladies like to say, I don't want to go to women's bodybuilding. I don't want to be less feminine, but you're a feminine lady. You're very beautiful.
Yeah, I feel less feminine bodybuilding at all. I've always been a bigger girl, so at least I'm not big, but I'm bigger. So you know what I mean? It's situated differently.
Yeah, she always said about 200 pounds.
Yeah,
naturally. So, I mean, we'll much rather her weighing 210, off season. So she weighed this last off season.
Yeah.
Wow, you put us a good size there.
That was a good
Yeah.
When you work out, what's that workout you love doing that workout? I said, oh my God, I don't want to do it, but I know I gotta do it.
I love squatting. I think that's probably my favorite, most challenging one to do because he always likes to go.
Sure. She was a very strong squatter. And
but whenever I tell him like we should squat today, I know what I'm getting myself into, and I'm like, oh my God, hope I don't regret this. But I like doing shoulders. That's a fun exercise. Back I tolerate. So that's not.
I like working arms.
It's not bad. It's just not my favorite. I guess because you can't see it. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. I think
while
Yeah,
you're
because the back is probably one of the hardest body parts to work. Because like
Yeah.
you talk about Teresa Vasic, she has a great back. I think I've learned this since doing this content. The back can make or break how you place it at shows. I
Right.
did a review of a lady who was, who just got her first Olympic qualification. She was off for like about 4 or 5 years. She's trained by Helen Trevino. Her name's Sandra. She won her last show in Spain off her back, because she had great details on the back.
Right.
I've seen some girls who had everything looks great from here, but then you turn around and then it's just boom.
I know.
That's the thing that can really save you in these
Right.
shows.
Yeah.
So as legs, I know somebody don't like. I know you say legs, Jimmy. Nobody likes legs. I had maybe 4, and 2 of them were pro level body. Say they love leg day. I looked at them and said, "You must be a mutant," because no one likes leg day. No one likes leg day. No one like. You feel like the episode one favorite show is the Chappelle show. Is the episode where Charlie Murphy talked about how Rick James came to their house, and Mr. F your couch Eddie Murphy to beat Eddie Murphy's legs. And when you're leaving out of there, you're just dragging yourself, after leg day. So, yeah. So, anyways, that's one part about bodybuilding is the diet. It's just you have to be strict. Low carbs, high protein. I know every bodybuilder has their favorite things. So, Jennifer, tell me, what's that thing when you're off the stage and you get to be home? What's that thing that calls you? Is it salty? Is it sweet? What's that thing that you want?
Right when I get off stage, I like a good cookie. I used to like a lot of cookies. Now I just narrow it down to a couple cookies.
She overdid it one time. We had a whole trunk full of cookies in her car when we drove to
Vegas.
After that, she likes cookies, but not like she did.
But if I'm home and a steak and some potatoes that he makes it's delicious. So steak and potatoes is my favorite meal.
Yeah. What kind of cookies you like?
It's not terrible.
Homemade Storm Brown,
It's great.
Boys. You have a favorite brand?
Oh well, I'll never buy a steak. He'll always have to
I'll
cook
make it because the way I make. She loves the way I make them, and I marinate them and stuff for about a day. And by the time you get it off there, you can cut it with a fork.
So they're great.
Yeah.
I like ice cream.
Ice cream. I need to cut back because I'm getting older now, and I'm getting a little bit lactose intolerant. But I wouldn't mind having like a Nutty Buddy every now and then.
Yes.
Used to be a guy. Yeah, used to be a guy who used to run on a truck. He sell ice creams and ices, and I used to always get the Nutty Buddies because me and my mom.
Oh,
I love Nutty Buddies.
Yeah, we really love Buddy, but it's just chocolate and ice cream and nuts and
Yeah.
no diddy, as they say about my nuts, no diddy. So anyway, so it's just like I said, it's a tough sport, and it's good that you two have this good, strong relationship together. I mean, couples. Like I said, this is not the first time I've done couples on here. I've done quite a few couples, and Jimmy, you be there with her. I know you've seen her going through trials, tribulations, her being sick, and that's good because that helps out. Especially this sport can be, not can be just physically, but mentally draining. I know that times, you have strong faith, but sometimes this can test your faith.
Yeah. That's a good thing about me and Jennifer. We're, a lot of people. She truly is my best friend, and we like doing anything together. We like for her doing engineering and all these different things. She wanted to learn how to put a motor in a truck, so bought a truck, pulled the motor, put another motor in it. She helped me do everything. We got it running in 2 days.
Yeah.
We've done that. I used to have a Shelby GT500 Mustang I raced, and she broke the rear end in it. Taught her how to build the rear end.
Yeah.
Now we're got a barndominium house we're building and working on that. And she just loves to do stuff, learn things, and she just goes with it, man. She's kind of. When we first started all this, the knowledge all I had, I had real strong bench press and stuff like that, and I taught her all those things and everything I knew. She kind of took it and run with it. So, like when I do meal plans and stuff for people, sometimes I just let her do all the nutrition end of it and everything.
That's good. That's good. You have a good partnership, and it's good that you know what most men would love to have women know how to work on cars, build a truck. That'd be great. I mean, you got everything. She's good looking, and she can fix cars too.
And we did. We sure sent you a picture sometime. We bought a Ford Excursion diesel, and it had a lot of miles on it. We bought that thing, and we tore everything out from under it, me and her by ourselves, and put a 10-inch lift on it with 38s on it. And we did it all ourselves, and it drove fine.
It was awesome. That thing was awesome.
All right, hey Jimmy, you do this. Take a picture of working on a car, put it on her Facebook or IG. Guys be like, wow, she's working on a car. That's some sexy shit, man. Yeah. You don't have to wear no tight stuff. You just gotta something
Just
that
to
a
cover
woman,
off.
yeah, just something that a woman does that might just draw guys' attention.
Yeah.
So, like I said again, headed for Tampa, and like I said, it's gonna be right now. Don't have the list yet because that's not till I think that 1st of August.
Yes.
And you know, and this is a pretty, like I said, it's one of the few shows to see how women's bodybuilding compared to other shows. And you've seen that some shows more people get more attention. Like one thing I think I talk about on my channel is that they don't have to set guidelines like they do for the other divisions. Like if you follow Tyler Mania, he always comes about talk about bodybuilding and the men's classic and bikini and others. But I think with women's with the women divisions, like most definitely figure and physique and women's bodybuilding, it's just that they just need to set the guidelines because at one point you're starting to see more. You know, physique was supposed to replace women's bodybuilding,
Right.
but now if you look at it more, the girls are looking closer and closer. This, like I said again, some women don't want to go, but some women bitches go. You think it should be the set guidelines that separates the divisions from one another, where you won't if you look at somebody like a good example, Nati Cuejo, where she almost feels like she can do women's bodybuilding. She can almost compete in the same stage with someone like Andrea.
Yeah, I think there should be. So, you know, you think women's bodybuilding, you think of women with muscle. Not that women's physique don't have muscle because they do, but there should be a big difference between women's body in size. I don't know what the guidelines would be, but I know there's some of us that weigh 180 on stage, and then some bodybuilders weigh 140. So that's a big stage
Like the 212
weight difference. Yeah. And then, you know, the height difference, there's a big height difference. But I don't think they'll ever separate us only because they don't like women's bodybuilding already. So I don't think they'll put, you know, that's a whole nother class they'd have to pay for.
Yeah, because, you know, I think just talk about that. Maybe what's the point having, if you look at physique girls, where they look closer to women's bodybuilding. You look at figure girls who look closer to physique, like when physique first came out. Even if you look at someone like Daylene Bailey, when she was the first champion, you know, someone like, you know, a lady who lives in Texas right herself, Jessica Reyes Padilla is bigger than and more conditioned than Daylene Bailey. I've seen, I mean, you know, it's just that if they want to, here's the thing, it's about the evolution of any athlete. And you know, if I say I've been following bodybuilding for a long time, if you look from like the Richard McLeish to Corey Everson to Linda Murray, to Kim Tversky, to Iris Kyle, to Andrea, you know, it has evolved over time. And you know, it's just that they need to either accept that evolution or, you know what, set the guidelines in which, okay, you can separate physique from women's bodybuilding, physique from figure. Even if you look at some of the girls in like, you know, bikini now, because this is more officials compared to having a couple of bikini pros on here, and some girls do amateur bikini. It's how I see it like this. It's more of an invasive species. It's not really part of the sport per se, but it has evolved along with the sport.
Yeah.
And with wellness, it's that sport where it works for certain women who have certain those aesthetics, like they're a little thicker in the lower half. They're, you know, the conditioning is totally different, which kind of, how to say, they want you to be like kind of awkward looking compared to if you look at bikini and you look at figure.
Yeah, that's like, you know, Jennifer was talking about Lena Poco. She was talking about, you know, talking about the difference. There would be a difference in women's bodybuilding.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some of these girls, like you're talking about, they come in from physique not taking anything from them, but there's not much difference in some of them, the size of them, and I think there should be. I think that's what Lena was saying.
That's what she was saying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember exactly what she was saying, but it was, in other words, was saying that there should be, I guess, more muscle on a women's bodybuilder than a women's physique.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's just like, they just need to set the criteria, especially the judges. Because, I often people tell me, says the judges go by what they see in front of them, and I see shows where some women like, you know what, she's look like she's in better condition, but why are you with her? I mean, I was talking with a friend of mine, how she had a friend who was competing, and she said, this girl looks great. She looked awesome, look unbelievable. And I followed this lady too. And I said, yeah, she should have got a pro card. But, judges go by what they see or what they think is going to be the standard,
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what shows up to the show, like, in Tampa, are there going to be a bunch of bigger girls or smaller girls? And then if there's, say there's 4 smaller girls and then there's 2 big girls, like, then usually sometimes they'll go by what they're, the most of, and then you just never know. So all you can do is just do your best, look your best, and
come in shredded and on the money, and that's the best you can do.
Whereas is a saying in the small community, when you ladies rock hard, we're rock hard. That's what we care about. So it's just I think with this education, people need to understand that there's so many differences, and also to recognize that the work y'all put in. Like I said again, you ladies, you men and women, you go on the stage, you're dehydrated, you're tired, you're hangry. I mean, you're training for maybe 3 to 4 months just to be on stage for maybe a couple of minutes, and you get critiqued by judges, and then at the end of the day, you put it all this time and work in, and you say to yourself, was it worth it? But if you love something, it's worth it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't put it all in the final result of making you understand if it's worth it or not, because the final result, of course, you want to win, but then you have to, logically think, well, you did everything you could, you looked the best you could, you put your all into it, and that's really all that matters. If you don't win, then that's not good. But if you do win, that's great. But then, like I said, everyone has to, I think when you're more of an amateur, you think like, God, you're mad because the judges didn't pick you or something. But I think as you go along and you've competed, you just and finally that it's up to the judges, and whatever they choose, that's the right thing for that day, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay.
It's my favorite quote from my favorite movie. I love quoting this movie. It's the whole trilogy, the Batman trilogy. From Batman Begins, which says, "Why do we fall? We learn to pick ourselves up."
Yeah.
And and that's the thing, is that you have to, every time you're going to be knocked down, you're going to have those times where you have doubts. But sometimes doubt is just something that's just let you know that you're sure of yourself, that you're certain, that you're focused. And once you get past that doubt, then you're able to do great things, to conquer, you can succeed. It takes that one time, that failure, to learn that you got to succeed, make adjustments, make the changes,
Right.
So folks, go ahead.
I was going to say, whenever, your whole, it's like, your whole life depends on competing, and I can see how it would be a major downfall. But I don't think we should set our whole life on competing, and so I'm a Christian girl, and I put all my faith in that rather than like competing or school or, my daughter's 15, so she does crazy things. So you have to understand that if you let all these things knock you down, per se, then you're not really holding up strong, because you're supposed to keep your faith, not let anything knock you down, and not let the devil put doubt in your brain that you're not good enough, you're not a good mom, you're not this, you're not that.
Yep.
Well, all that's not true. So, far from competing, that's not like the most important thing in life for me. So that's how I guess I keep my head above water and not fall.
And you too, Jimmy, do you feel the same like your wife?
Oh yeah, definitely. We pretty devout and strong, and we put everything in that. And if we do what we're supposed to do and put things in the right perspective, if we're supposed to, how it falls, and that's that's how it goes.
Yeah.
I wish I could have done a lot of things different myself when I was younger, but it didn't work out that way. I'm not gonna sit and cry about it now. It's it is what it is. And all I can do is keep supporting this beautiful woman and training her and just doing the things she's right.
Well, that's a good thing. It's good that you have each other. You support each other. Like I said, they're good. And like I said, there'll be trying times. There's times that will test you, test your faith. But as long as you have each other and you have your faith in what you believe in, a lot of people may not have that. But you found each other, especially the sport, got you together. And you're raising a family, and you're doing good things, and you got a 15-year-old. Oh
God, we have 5 kids together.
I have a 15-year-old, but I
have 4.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we have some kids,
and they're only one boy.
Only one.
Oh my God, poor boy! Y'all, you're 2 men in the house. Say, oh no,
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. Like I said, I grew up with my mom most of my life, and she's been gone for about 4 years. And to quote my man, Norman Bates, a boy's best friend is his mother, and I miss her. And she was the reason why I started doing this, because I was taking care of her because she was sick for a long time, and I started doing it because it helped my mind. And also, she always supported me. She often tell me some things. Like sometimes I say, like, I used to joke with her, said, "Mom, ain't I a man?" Mama said, "Nah, you're my baby." I said, "Oh man, Mama, I'm a man." I said, "Nah, you're my baby." Yeah, I said, but she respected me, and she understood what kind of person I was. I love her, doing this content and meeting women like yourself, Jennifer, who has kids and you're raising them, and doing this and doing it, and you find something that you really love doing, and also you have a future in something outside of the sport. More, like I said, many competitors, bodybuilding is their life. That's all they really know. But it's good that you have that, and you have support of Jimmy. He's there. Jimmy, you're there with her, and you're doing together, and you're working, and it's just people need to understand this sport is a lot to it. And if you're not willing to make those sacrifices, and that's what it's a lot of sacrifices to me. I know there's times where the money you put into some stuff you can really put into, like, let's go on a trip, let's go here, let's go there, let's do this. But you know what? You want to shoot for the stars. When I'm talking to some competitors say Olympia's not their thing, but they like competing. It's like Mike Tyson say, I just want to fight. That's all I want. Just want to fight. That's all I want to do. He kept a champion, just like to fight. And you like doing what you like to do.
Yeah, that's true.
And you're exactly right. It's like a fight. And she, we love to train. If we weren't competing, we'd still train. I love training people. I have real quick, I have an just turned 19-year-old boy I've been training, and he's going to be in the Olympia one day. He is a genetic freak, and he put 50 pounds of muscle on him in 6 months, completely natural. And he's in college, and he's going to be something. But I'm just saying, I enjoy doing that now. I can't train like I used to train. There is an age difference between me and Jennifer, and I've had knee replacements, back surgery, and all these different things. And still going, but tore both pecs, but I'm still going, and I live through her and through some of the people I train. And she's my prize, though, because we've been together from the beginning all the way to here, and she has never one time not done anything I've asked or because I'm very hard. I'm very honest. If there's one thing you can ask anybody around here that knows me, I'll be blunt honest with you. And I'll tell you, look, you're just not good enough right now. You're just not strong enough. You're going to have to, you're not lean enough or something. Someone comes up, Jennifer told me one time, a guy come up, and he's like, what do you think? I want to do a show, and I think I got about 10 pounds loose.
I walked away because I knew it was coming. I was like,
so I grabbed his arm. I felt the water.
Like, said, why would you ask?
You're probably, he was happy to weigh like 200 pounds. I said, you'll probably weigh about 140 by the time you get dieted. But that's the truth.
Sometimes people rather hear the pretty lie than face the ugly truth. And, you got to be, honesty sometimes is the best policy. Sometimes you can't sugarcoat it too often. Sometimes you can choose your words wisely.
Yes.
But other times, you people need to know where their standards are, their limitations, and just know where they're going. Because when you get to this sport, you have to go all in. You have to be consistent. As I said again, you can't just skip any day. Even if it's raining, you have to still go out and do your workouts, do your cardio, even when you say, you know what, you got to refeed, and that's the good part about that every now and then, there's so much to this that if anybody's seriously into it, you have to sit down and all people say, trust the process. But here's the thing again, once you understand the process, then you can trust it fully. Because sometimes you have to understand something first before you trust it. So folks, we're not gonna hold them too long. They just took some time out. We talked to earlier this guy from church. It's been a long time since I've been to church. I'm a little bit of a heathen, but we do appreciate the time you give to us and to talk to us. I mean, I wish you the best of luck, Tampa. I mean, like I said, it's gonna be a tough lineup. Just once you get the list, I'll let you know. And I think one thing is you have a particular look. Are you considering doing open and masters? Because that's what the Tampa has both.
No, just open.
Open. Okay, it's open. Okay, because masters being popular. Because they're supposed to bring back the masters Olympia next year. I don't know if it's going to be invitational like it was last year, or if you do a master show, you qualify for it. It's just something here. Yeah, because Gary Utica showed the World Master Championship, and it's not Olympic qualification, but they could do it just like, because you got to pay to be a master competitor. They can do like the amateurs. Whoever wins in their class, you overall, and you get your Olympic qualification.
Yeah, you would think.
Yeah, but you know how it is. It's politics. So before we let y'all go, I'm gonna ask you each a question. Jennifer, what would you like out for yourself in bodybuilding?
What would I like?
I'm sorry.
Say that again.
What would you like for yourself out of bodybuilding?
What would I like for myself out of bodybuilding?
Yeah.
Maybe lifelong friends through it. The girls I compete with. That's been good. Like Donna and Andrea and all my team members. Because there are a lot of strong women. I know you've talked to some of the women bodybuilders. They're all have strong work ethic. They're strong women, disciplined. I mean, that is a very unique trait to find, especially in women.
Mm-hmm. And Jimmy, what would you want for your wife in this sport?
For this sport, I definitely want her to go to Olympia. I want her to go against Andrea. I want them to compete together, not because Andrea, like I said, she's a very good advocate for bodybuilding. She's done good as being a Miss Olympia, like representing.
Yes.
And spreading about the show and showing everyone how she's always nice to everybody.
Yes.
She just does a good job at it.
Yeah.
And I like her and Jennifer to be on stage with each other. That's the Olympia. That's our goal.
And I say about Andrea, one more thing about her says, she is beautiful.
Oh gosh, she's gonna get a kick out of that.
Oh yeah. Say sorry. I'm so sorry. Anytime you're talking about her, I can't help it. I know she's a busy lady, and one of these days, maybe I go to the right show, I might bump into her one day, or I get to come. I mean, I don't know what I do. If she ever come on the show, I act like remember Wayne's where it says, "I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy."
Well, if we're ever at a show together and she's there, I'll bring her to you.
Yeah. So one thing thing is that it was good that you had Wayne Street sponsor you, and sponsorship does help. Are you sponsored now, or everything's on your shoulders?
No, not sponsored now.
No, we're just doing it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think sponsorship does help, and this is what if I was somebody. I know this guys. I say, "Yo, Jennifer, you got that exotic look to you, but and Jimmy, don't mind if I talk to your wife." No, stop it like that. Here's the thing like this. This is what seems to be like this. Says, Mr. and Mrs. Childress, we have a plan. We have a particular product we'd like you to sponsor. We love your look, Mrs. Childress. So if you're interested in being sponsored by a company, if it's something that doesn't offend your ideals or your religion, we'd like you to be one of our brand sponsored athletes. So if you're interested in it, we'll set it up for you, and everything goes perfectly. We have a great future, and we will see you go far in your bodybuilding career. I think that would be great for all your competitors, because that would help the cost of your suits, your travel, your food. The food most definitely, because everything else that encompasses sport. So before we let you go, you have anybody you want to shout out while you're here?
Shout out. Yeah, my coach, Brandon Ray. I think he's awesome. He's done a great job. And I'm so excited to get on stage in 4 weeks and see what I look like, because it's like it keeps getting better every day. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, I think Brandon's an awesome guy. He's an awesome coach for sure, you know, and I feel like I've done a lot of training. I know a lot about it. I'm always learning something from you.
Yeah. So that's our shout out.
This is from man KL. He says George is a maniac. Well, Gail, as I learned from my other half, if you get something, never do it for free.
Oh my God.
So, folks, we have announcement as Jennifer is going to be doing the Tampa Pro. That's in August, and if y'all who follow this channel, check out the show. And this is one thing that helps a lot of these competitors, especially for women's bodybuilding. If you can't make the show personally, watch pay-per-views. I do videos where I talk about a couple of shows coming. I put in the link. The problem with the show in Portugal, it was early in the morning, and then in the rest of the show was like this afternoon. I couldn't watch it. But
yes, I can't wait to see how it turns out.
Yeah, I'm going to check it because I know Female Body Channel, who I follow, they're AJ's doing the commentary and stuff like that. So I'm waiting to see. There's this Carolina Alvarez just got her 4th Olympic qualification, the 2nd time in Portugal. I'm gonna wait to see. It's a battle between Anastasia Levanova and Sherry Priami for a top spot. One person really impressive was Jay Fuchs. Jay Fuchs was really impressive because she's working with Helen Trevino and the rest of them.
Yes, she looks great.
Yeah, she looks great. I mean, I've been a fan of Jay for a long time. So, folks, if you want to follow Jennifer and also Jimmy too, the social media links are in the description of this live stream. Check them out, support them. Be genuine in your support. Don't be that weird guy. And like I said, Jimmy's a bit of an older dude, but he's still a big dude. Be respectful. No D pics. Stop it. Don't do that. Get some help. Come on. Anyway, I appreciate y'all who are here, watch this live stream, share, comment, subscribe to me, also Jennifer, on our social media platforms. Also, shout out to man KL the Wanderer. He also does content on bodybuilding. Also, I see that you're going to be doing an interview with man Glenn. Glenn lives like an hour away from my stay here in North Carolina.
Does he
He's
really?
a great guy. Yeah, because he interviewed me a while back. A friend of mine, Mary Ann, she introduced to him, and I did an interview with him, and I was there also. He had the premiere of his Amazon Fitness magazine. I'm also a subscriber, so it's the only few. There's not that many muscle mags that have women's bodybuilding in it anymore. Because it's remember back in the day, you used to have Muscle Fitness, Ironman, all of them, but but most of the time it's about men's bodybuilding, product placement. But y'all women deserve their opportunity in the starlight as anybody else. So wish you best of luck. I hope you have a great interview with Glenn. So, folks, so again, you want to follow Jennifer, check social media links in the description of this live stream. If you missed the video, watch it over again. Support me, support my channel. As you know, I'm already at 2,000 subscribers. Woo-hoo, it's just a long work to do this.
Go you.
And yeah. I've been doing this for a while. Hey, I'm happy. I'm proud. And support her in an upcoming show in Tampa. And we wish you best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Like I said, the quote from my favorite character, Batman from Batman Begins, when Jim Gordon said to Batman, "I never got a chance to thank you." And he says, "You never have to." So, and bless you and good luck to you. Anyway, folks, I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all weekends. Not much of it left. Sunday's about over. And and I hope y'all have a great rest of the week. This is your man, Always Joy Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Don't like, subscribe. We're out. Have a good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Bye.
Bye.